hit hard. This feels right. That was a ballistic missile. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited for you to be here. I'm excited for today's video. This is something I've never actually done on or off camera, but you guys saw the title and you saw the thumbnail. I'm going to be playing a beat my record, but I'm going to be doing it while explaining every shot, explaining my thought process. One of the reasons that I want to do that on the golf course and not on the driving range, or not some type of like teaching episode, is because on the golf course I'm going to be faced with so many different situations, so many different lies. I'm going to miss fairways. I'm going to hopefully not miss too many greens, but if I do, I'm going to be talking about my thought process in order to just walk you guys through how I play golf. And this is something that a ton of you guys have asked for, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you enjoy videos like this, please let me know in the comments. I'm all about listening to what you guys want and then learning from that and then serving you guys in that way. So we're just gonna jump right into this video. I hope that you guys can learn something from it. Sit back, grab some Dunkin', grab some sweet tea, whatever it is, and let's have some fun today. All right guys, this is my first hole of the day. It's hole number 10. What you just saw is a wide open par 5. Twin Creeks does a hole 10 start. I'm gonna be playing the tips, by the way. The thing that I think about when I'm walking up here is I'm thinking about wind direction, where I want to miss the ball if I miss it. And with this hole, wind direction is straight into me, a little bit off of the right. If anything, I wanna miss just left because there's more room over there than there is right. What I'm thinking here is simply just trust my draw because the wind is off of the left and just rip a drive. That is exactly how I drew it up. That's why I like to get to the course 15 to 20 minutes earlier, hit some balls and warm up, because I felt super confident there. I executed that perfectly. Hopefully we can go at that in 2. Center of the fairway. That was actually an absolute missile of a drive for my first tee shot of the day. What I'm looking at now, I'm basically same wind, same everything. I'm in the fairway. And one of the things that I really think about when I hit a ball in the fairway, the main things is wind direction and also lie angle. So this ball, it's not really sitting above or below my feet, so I don't have to worry about that. I can just pretty much see the shot that I want to hit and hopefully execute. But here, with the wind coming off of the right and it's a little bit into me, I have 240 yards to the pin, and I'm actually going to go for it. There's not too much trouble around the green, and so I'm going to be hitting a 4-iron, and I'm just going to hit it pretty hard. I don't have to worry about going long with a 4-iron into the wind. I'm just going to hit it pretty confidently. Okay, that's actually perfectly pin high, and it was struck really well. I may have left it a little bit out to the right. Seeing as what we're looking at, that was my place to miss. There's bunkers left, and I should be able to get it up and down from there. Perfectly pin high. This was actually a really good golf shot. Other than hitting the green, which would have been the most ideal situation, but I think it was Arnold Palmer. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he said like every round of golf he plays, he only hits about 2 shots that are the exact shot that he was imagining. Golf is just such a game of small variables and inches, and honestly, that's just what it comes down to, guys. But here, what I have is I missed it in the perfect spot, and that was kind of what I was looking at. I got green to work with, and I'm just probably 15-20 feet off the green. I have a sand wedge, and the reason I have a sand wedge is because if I were to use a 60 degree with no bounce, then it would have a lot more chance of just going right under it, and then me coming up way short. So if I use a 56 degree with a bounce, whatever club you have with bounce, then I have more of a chance to not going underneath that ball and making solid contact. So that's what I'm using here, my 56 degree, and I'm just gonna hit a little bump and run and see if I can get this close. Ideal would be to leave myself with just a straight uphill putt if it doesn't go in. That right there is a perfect example of why I use a 56 degree out of the rough, because when I hit that, it actually rode up the face a little bit, but because of the bounce, it kept the club from going underneath it, and it actually put a little check on the ball, and now I have a 1.5 foot left for my birdie. Just like that, first hole, solid birdie. Hit the fairway, and I hit the green in regulation with a single putt there. So 1 under after 1. So on to my second hole of the day. This is what I'm looking at. One of the shorter par 4s out here. It's 385 yards to the pin. One of the things that I have been working on recently that I noticed that is starting to have a good effect on my game is I'm really comfortable right at 100 yards into a green, because I have a shot for that hopefully I'll be able to show you in this hole that I feel really comfortable with. So 280 pin. I think it's like 270, 280 yards to the pin. I'm actually going to be hitting 2-iron, and my goal is to get it somewhere right around that 100-yard mark in the fairway. I'm not teeing it up because into the wind, if you tee it up, it creates more spin, which is not what I want to do right here because it's into the wind. All right, guys, that just did not quite work out like I wanted to. I'm right of the fairway, but I'll probably have, I don't know what I'll have into the green, probably closer to like 130. Not a very confident swing there. All right, guys, the thing about golf is you have to be able to adapt and overcome. I didn't hit that tee shot anywhere close to where I wanted to. It's no problem, okay? I'm not worried about it. I have 153 yards into the pin. It's a little bit uphill, but my rangefinder says it's playing 153. It's still into the wind. It's pretty aggressive. So instead of hitting a hard stock pitching wedge, which is what I would usually hit, with this wind, the ball is just going to spin so much more. So I'm actually going to hit kind of a knockdown 9-iron. Hopefully that'll keep it kind of not spinning as much, and then I can still get it in there close. You still want to make plans, but if those plans don't quite work out how you want to, you got to be able to adapt and overcome, because things can go from fun to worse really quick if you're too hard on yourself. So let's see if we can get this close. Not great. Didn't come out quite like I wanted it to. A little bit left. We got to get up and down for par. Let's see what happens. Pretty good distance control, to be honest. It came off a little bit funny, but not too worried about it. I got a sand wedge again. Once again, it's a kind of a fluffy lie, so that's why I'm using a sand wedge. More bounce. I can be a little more confident with it. I do have some green to work with, so I don't have to be too worried about that. I basically just have to get this on, probably land it like 2 or 3 feet on the green, and then just let it run out to the pin. That just came out a little hot, but that's not one of the stronger part of my game, so I got to kind of take those as they come. Got to try to make par. All right, putting. When it comes to reading greens, I'm always assessing exactly what's going on when I'm walking up to the green. Walking up to this green, I can instantly tell where the main break is, and I can honestly tell you right away that this putt is going left. But a little tip for you guys that has helped me a lot: if you don't know if a putt is breaking much and you're looking at the green and you're just like, I don't know what it is, then look at the terrain around you and then figure out exactly what's happening. So if I didn't know what this putt was doing right now, I would automatically be able to tell it's going left, because if you look over there 30 yards and over there 50 yards, it's way lower over there. All right, this is my par putt, probably about 25 feet, and it is breaking from right to left. So let's see if I can roll this in. What a good putt. Nice little bogey on hole number 2, back to even par. Third hole of the day, par 3. This hole is pretty straightforward. There's not much to it. I mean, I'm talking probably 15 mile an hour straight into the wind. So I do know that if anything, I want to miss a little bit left of this pin, because just more room over there. I'm going to be hitting just a smooth 7-iron, and it's about 176 yards, probably playing like 185. So that's what I'm going to play it at. All right, the wind just absolutely ate that ball up. I think I hit a pretty good shot, but it just landed a little bit short, and there's a ridge right in front of it and just kind of kicked straight right. I think that I had the right club and the right idea. It just got ate up by the wind when it got up there. So it's all right, not too worried about it. Let's see if we can get this up and down for par. I got a solid lie, and this was not the place to really miss the ball. I don't have much green to work with. I gotta adapt and overcome here. Once again, I have 56 degree, and this is just a straightforward chip. It's just a matter of landing it in the area that I am seeing, and hopefully into the wind. It gives me a little more flexibility. This ball will slow down a little quicker if I hit it right. That was 2 inches from being good. It landed into the upslope, and that kind of killed it, but 7 feet left here for par. There's not much to this one right here. It's got a little bit of break in it to the left, but I need to roll this in for par. This video, I would say, is not so much about me breaking my record as it is kind of letting you guys into my mind. And I think that's cool. I'm having fun with this. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. If you are, hit the like button. If not, let me know how I can improve. All right, so it's pretty obvious 3 holes into this video that my short game is one of the weaker parts of my game. I'm not leaving myself with good opportunities to make par after I miss greens. So it is the weakest part of my game right now, and it's showing. I need to not miss greens like that, but I also need to be prepared for when I do miss greens. All right, guys, 4th hole of the day, a 1 over par. Not necessarily a hot start, but it's gonna be okay. This is a 470-yard par 4, and it is pretty straight away. It goes a little bit to the right. I am gonna hit driver today because I'm playing the tips and it's way back. I'm still looking to get around that 120-yard mark. Right is not good. It's all hazard, it's trees. Don't want to be over there. So I'm gonna basically be aiming up the left center and see if I can hit a little fade, and then hopefully be within that 120-yard mark. Almost perfect, a little bit low on the face, but I hit the exact shot that I wanted to. A little fade. It should have rolled well past the 150. Also, you guys would be wondering why I'm wearing a left-handed glove. It's on my right-handed, but whatever, you guys know about it. I left my glove in my truck, and I didn't drive my truck today. I'm just using this on my tee shots because it keeps me from slipping. This hole is probably one of the harder holes on the course, but I'm feeling confident with my driver, so that's why I went ahead and hit it. This actually worked out really well. I'm glad I hit driver. Guys, I got 118 yards, straight downwind, but I have a perfect lie in the fairway. I'm just gonna be hitting a stock sand wedge, which is about 110, and I think that's what it's playing. Let's see if we can get one in there close and make a birdie. Just a smidge long, but it's okay. Probably about maybe 12, 13 feet long straight down the hill. Not the best place to miss it, but I do have a birdie look at it, and this wind is not necessarily unpredictable, but I put a confident swing on it, and I think that was probably more important than trying to finesse it and try to like club up or anything like that. I have 12 feet for birdie, so let's make a birdie. That one got away from me on my birdie putt, but thankfully 2-putt par out of there. On to the next hole. All right, so we just went from the longest to the shortest par 4 on the course. This one, relatively easy hole, but once again, when I'm walking up to this tee, I'm looking at what it's gonna take for me to get that ball somewhere around that 100, 105, 110 yard range, and I'm pretty sure that that is gonna be a 4-iron today, so that's what I'm hitting. No tee. Hopefully I can get it just inside that 120 mark. I'm gonna be taking it just to the right of that bunker you'll see when I hit it. I'm swinging it good today, guys, but I'm really working on getting that inside to out swing path just a little less aggressive. I might be seeing some results of that work that I've been putting in, so that's cool. 94 yards, it's still a good distance. The wind is a little bit off the right here, so probably playing just under 100, but I like this shot. Once again, I'm in the fairway. Less that I have to sit here and like worry in my mind about lie angle, which way the ball is gonna come off, if it's gonna go left or right. The less you have to worry about that, the easier your golf becomes. I got probably, I think, like 15 feet on the other side of that bunker before the pin, so I'm looking at carrying it like 10 feet onto the green and then hopefully release a little bit because it's not gonna spin as much with this wind. Almost landed in the hole. That was a pretty good shot. I think I have like 8 feet left, but literally almost landed in the hole. A little more than 8 feet. Like I said, not really any spin on that ball because there's so much wind. I have maybe about 20 feet down the hill for my birdie, so it would be nice to make another right now. I'm just thinking about speed with my putts now because my speed has been a little bit off. I'm just gonna be thinking about good speed to get it to the hole and then hopefully give it a chance to go in. Another solid spar. I said spar. I literally was thinking in my mind, good speed made a par, and I said spar. What? That's just ridiculous, guys. Speed, a little off again. Line was a little better. I'm liking the way this video is going. I always think this much in my head, but I've never said this much and then like hit golf shots, and it's really cool to see how that process is working. So I hope you guys are enjoying this video as much as I am. Let's get right back to it. I got a par 5 coming up. As you can see, I've teed up on the right side of the tee box, and the reason for that is I want to hit a little fade, and this just opens up the hole even more. I just want to trust a little fade right up the left side, and hopefully that puts me in the center of the fairway. Jimmy, that was hit hard. I think it was a little bit right of my target aiming point. Huge drive, nonetheless. I have 173 yards. It's either a hard pitching wedge or an easy 9-iron. The pin is in the front of the green, so that means I have lots of room behind the pin. Short of the pin is pretty flat. I'm actually gonna hit my 160 club, which is my pitching wedge. This way I can be a little bit more aggressive with it and I don't have to worry about it going long of the green. I know that's a lot, but my mind, guys, works a lot different than most people's, and it's pretty insane up there. Trust me, I have to deal with it every day. Just short of the green, kind of like I expected, but straight up the hill with a chipper. I would say that I pretty much pulled that shot off exactly how I thought it up in my head. All right, walking up to the green, this shot was executed pretty well. Being on the green and being close for eagle, it's just a little bit short of the green, not too worried about that. And the thing with hitting a 9 is potential is it could have been long of the pin and then rolled off the back, or even putting downhill from back there is not as easy as this shot right here. Just hit a little P-wedge, a little bump and run there. I got like, I don't know, 4 feet left from my birdie or something like that. Once again, guys, my short game kind of like showing its true self there, just not great. I definitely have some work to do with that short game. And hopefully if I tighten that up, I can also tighten my scores up. Way too close for comfort. This par 3 is extremely long right now. I'm looking at 206 yards, but it's straight into the wind at like 20 miles an hour right now. This is why I like practicing on the golf course. This situation that I'm in right now, you would never be able to recreate on a driving range or anywhere else. You have to get out on the course and you have to learn how to handle these types of situations. Hopefully this is helping one of you guys figure out a process that will help you shoot better scores. I'm hitting a 5-iron straight into the wind at 200 yards, and I'm gonna be playing it a little bit to the right of the pin with a little draw. This is where my ball ended up. I've been fighting for this today. This wind is aggressive. It's been a challenge, but I love a challenge. So I got 3 holes left. See if I can get this around even par, maybe even 1 under. We'll see what happens. I got 30 feet here. I got a chance to make birdie. Darn! Ay, 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 ay. Jimmy! Nobody knows who Jimmy is, but I don't know. It just kind of feels right. All right, guys, my 8th hole of the day. I hit 2-iron. I hit 5-iron. On the last hole for my tee shot, it was straight into the wind at 200 yards, and I was pin high. And I'm hitting 5-iron again, but the reason I'm hitting 5-iron and not 4-iron or 2-iron is because 2-iron's too much with this wind, 4-iron's still a little too much, but I'm hitting 5-iron and I'm teeing it up. That is actually gonna give me an extra 10 yards, 10 yards with this club. Hopefully, once again, gets me around that 100-yard mark, 120-yard mark. I made a mistake. I may have blocked that tee shot about 15 yards, but that was enough to not carry the water. And unfortunately, I got to hit 3 from right here. I'm taking where it crossed the line of sight from the pin into the fairway. You guys know about that. And I got 234 yards. That was just a terrible mistake on my part. I probably should have hit 3 or 4-iron, but not sure what happened there. I can still get this up and down. Just a mental hiccup, but we have to move on. I'm gonna be hitting a little draw in between the bunker and the flag here. And this green, I've played it many times. It feeds from the front of the green back to the pin. So if I land this somewhere on the front of the green, I should still have a putt at par. This has just not been a good hole, guys. I blocked that to the right. I think it's pin high, but it just didn't turn over for me. I don't know where that ball went. There's people behind me. I can't really go back and re-hit the shot, but for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna kind of keep moving along with it and finish it out. But if this ball would have stayed in play, it would have been somewhere around here. I guess I'm hitting my 4th shot or something. I have like 30 yards left. This is actually something where I can learn from this hole a lot. This is a prime example of 1, the importance of tee shot, and 2, club selection off the tee on a hole like this when you have to be strategic and you can't just swing away with a driver. Obviously, I just chose the wrong club off the tee, and that was just a mistake on my part, but that has landed me right here. And I have a sand wedge once again, and let's just see if we can get this up and down and then move on to my last hole of the day. Get a good bounce. That did get a pretty good bounce. Still a little bit short, but good shot nonetheless. See if we can go make a putt and then get on to the last hole of the day, which is one of my favorite holes out here at Twin Creeks. Probably gonna be, I don't know what I'm gonna be hitting yet, but it's definitely not gonna be a 5-iron. Fantastic up and down nonetheless. This video has been a lot of fun. I think a lot of these things that I'm saying, but I think them a lot faster than I'm processing them out loud. But it's been really neat to talk about every shot like this and think and kind of talk about my process. It actually shows me where that process needs to get better just talking about it out loud. So I hope you guys have gotten something out of this video just as much as I have. Last hole of the day, it is a par 4 and it's, I don't know, it's under 400 yards, but water all up the left side. The wind's so aggressive, I'd need to hit driver. I'm gonna be taking it basically in between the bunker and the green. You'll see that in a second. I can just be pretty confident with this and hopefully have a wedge or maybe a short iron in. So let's see if it sets me up for birdie. That was a ballistic missile right where I was aiming, perfectly executed. There's a saying that says aim small, miss small. And to me, the more clarity you can have in your mind when it comes to a shot and the execution of that shot, you may not execute it the way you're exactly thinking, but the clearer picture you have, even if you miss it, you're gonna be way less than if you have no plan at all. By far, the best swing and best drive of the day. That feels good. That feels good to finish like that with a driver. Guys, I have 71 yards into this green, and from the tips, that was nice. Straight into the wind, probably playing about 78, 79. I want to give you guys a little tip that has helped me immensely. I always talk about that 100-yard range, and that is with my wedges. Once a month or something like that is I'll go to a driving range, shoot some targets, I'll figure exactly how far they are, and then I take my sand wedge or one of my 3 wedges. I hit full swings with that, and I get an average of how far that club goes with a full swing, and then I basically go from a full swing to a 9 o'clock swing, which is from right here to right here, and then I figure out exactly how far that goes, and I get that average. So I basically do a trial and error to figure out exactly how far those clubs are going. It's easier to do on a simulator if you have one, but sometimes I just do it at a driving range. That being said, with a 60-degree, 9 to 9 for me is usually about 75 yards. So that's what I'm gonna play this as, and hopefully I got that dialed in. That may be a little bit short, but I like the way I hit it. Straight up the hill, I got like 20 feet left. Not the greatest wedge shot, but at the end of the day, it's not terrible, and I got a birdie putt. So let's finish with a birdie putt and go get some dunking. That was pretty below average, you could say. That was a fun video. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. And honestly, there's probably guys who watch these videos, probably a lot of you guys, who are actually a lot better than me at golf. Let me know what you see that I can improve on and how I can get better. I know my short game is one of my weakest parts of my game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like it. If you think it can help you, if you think it helps one of your friends, share it. Whatever you might want to do. Guys, until next time, I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and we'll see you very soon.
325. And we're brewing your decaf coffee, so it's gonna take a little bit.
Okay.
Here's your donut.
Perfect. You guys thought I was kidding, okay? When it comes to dunking, I don't play around. We'll catch you all in the next video.